A Christmas Carol, one of my most popular tales, first published in my Christmas book for the year 1844. Scene 1, Marley's Ghost. Marley was dead, to begin with. There was no doubt whatever about that. 7 years now. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it, and Scrooge's name was good for anything he chose to put his hand to. Old Marley was as dead as a door. Of course, Scrooge knew he was dead. They had been partners for years. He had never painted out old Marley's name on the door. There it stood. It was cold and bleak this Christmas Eve. A fog came pouring in at every chink and keyhole.
Behave yourself, or Mr. Scrooge will get you while you sleep.
Please, sir.
Keep your distance.
Good afternoon, Mr. Scrooge.
There you are. Merry Christmas, Bob.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Fred.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Ah, humbug.
Christmas? Ah, Mug. Come, surely you don't mean that.
You, Merry Christmas. Was right. Have you to be merry? Reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Oh, come then. What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Ah, humbug.
Come, don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in a world of fools such as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. It is Christmas time to you other than time of paying bills or earning money. The time of finding yourself a year older, but not an hour richer. The time of balancing your books in every item in written and written. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. You should, Uncle. Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone then. Much good has it done you, and much good will it ever do you.
There are many things from which I have not profited, I dare say. Christmas among the best. I have always thought of Christmas, apart from its sacred name and origin, as a good time, a kind, charitable, forgiving, pleasant time. The only time I know when men and women seem to open their shut-up hearts freely and to think of each other as if they were fellow passengers to the grave, not another race of creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good, and will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
Let me hear another sound from you, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation.
Yes, sir. Come on, Uncle. Don't be cross. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
The day I die and find myself in a cold, dark grave will come all the more soon, nephew.
Why? We have never had a quarrel. I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why can we not be friends?
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry to see you feeling this way. I made this effort in homage to Christmas, and I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So, Uncle, a Merry Christmas.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
Bob.
Mary, Fred. Look at Cratchit. Clerk. 15 shillings a week and a wife and family. And he talks of a Merry Christmas. Pah, humbug. They should lock him up in a mental hospital.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe.
Marley has been dead these 7 years. 7 years ago, this very night.
Oh dear, we are so sorry. Well, we have no doubt that his liberality is well represented in his surviving partner. At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable to make some slight provision for the poor and destitute who suffer greatly at this present time. Thousands are in want of common necessities. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
Workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are very busy. Still, I wish I could say they were not.
The treadmill and the poor law are in full vigor then?
Both very busy, sir.
Oh, good. I thought what you said earlier, that something had stopped them in their useful course. I'm very glad to hear it.
But they scarcely furnish Christian cheer of mind or body to the multitude. We are endeavouring to raise a fund to buy meat and drink and means of warmth for the poor. We choose this time because of giving hearts. My dear sir, what shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to be anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since that is what you asked, gentlemen, that is my answer. I do not make merry myself, and cannot afford to make idle people merry. I support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there.
But many can't go there. Many would rather die.
They would rather die than they had better do it and increase the surplus population.
But you might know it.
It's not my business. It's enough for a man to understand his own business and not to interfere with others. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good day to you, Mr. Scrooge. Mr. Scrooge.
Merry Christmas.
Ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior.
Be off with you! You're not wanted here. Be off with you!
Shall I close up now, sir?
You'll be wanting the whole day tomorrow, I suppose.
If it is quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient. And it's not fair. If I would stop half a crown for it, you'd think yourself ill-used. I'll be bound. And yet you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work.
It is but once a year, sir.
Poor excuse for picking a man's pockets every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the whole day tomorrow. Be here all the more sooner the next morning.
I will, sir. Thank you.
Close the door, Cratchit. After that horse juice of a dinner at the tavern.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mr. Scrooge.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare.
Be off with you! What joy could this world entertain on such a miserable evening as this? Humbug.
And having read all the newspapers and beguiled himself with the figures in his bank account book, he went home to sit in his gloomy suite of rooms in a gloomy building. Darkness is cheap. Scrooge liked it. Oh, what a dismal old house it was. Nobody lived in it but Scrooge. All the other rooms had been let as offices, black and silent at this hour.
Hold still. Won't believe it. How now? What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Were you then? Your particular for shade?
In life I was your partner, Jacob Marley. You don't believe in me?
I don't.
What evidence of my reality would you have beyond your senses?
I don't know.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because a little thing affects them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheats. Maybe an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato. There's more of grave than there is of grave about you. Mercy! Dreadful apparition, what do you want with me?
Man of the worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do, I must, but why do spirits walk the earth and why do they come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among fellow men and travel far and wide. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander through the world. Oh, woe's me, and witness what I cannot share, but might have shared on earth and turned to happiness.
You offended. Tell me why.
I were the chains I forged in life. I made them link by link, yard by yard. I girded them on with my own free will, and of my own free will I wore them. Is its pattern strange to you, or would you know the length and weight of the strong coil you bear yourself? It was heavy and as full as this 7 Christmas Eves ago. You have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
Jacob, oh Jacob Marley, tell me more. Speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give. It comes from other regions, Ebenezer Scrooge, and is conveyed by other ministers to other kinds of men. Nor can I tell you what I would. A very little more is all permitted to me. I cannot rest. I cannot stay. I cannot linger anywhere. My spirit never roved beyond our counting house. Mark me, in life my spirit never walked beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hold. And weary journeys lie before me.
You must have been very slow about it, Jacob.
Slow?
7 years traveling. Didn't get anywhere.
The whole time, no rest, no peace, incessant torture of remorse.
You travel fast.
On the wings of the wind.
Might have covered a great quantity of ground in 7 years.
Oh, captive, bound, double iron, no space of regret can make amends for one's life's opportunity misused. Yet, such was I, oh, such was I.
You're always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. At this time of the rolling year, I suffer most. Why did I walk through clouds of fellow beings, with my eyes turned down, and not raise them to that blessed star, which led the wise men to a poor abode? Were there no poor homes to which its light could have conducted me? Hear me, my time is nearly gone.
You were always a good friend to me, Jacob. Please.
How it is that I appear before you, in a shape that you can see, I may not tell. I have sat invisible beside you many and many a day. That is no light part in my penance. I'm here tonight to warn you that you've yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate. A chance and hope of my procuring Ebenezer.
Thank you, Chick.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the chance and hope you mentioned, Jacob?
It is.
I believe I would rather not.
Expect the first when the bell tolls 1.
Good night. Have them all at once and have it over, Jacob.
Expect the next on the last hour. The third upon the last stroke of 3. Look to see me no more, and look that for your own sake you remember what has passed between us. Remember, Ebenezer!
One? Something about the ghost of Christmas past. Are you the spectre, the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
I believe I'd rather have your countenance extinguished from my presence.
What? Would you soon put out the light I give?
Is your concern then for me?
Your welfare.
I believe a night of unbroken rest would be more conducive to that.
Your reclamation then. Follow me.
I am immortal and liable to fall.
There but the touch of my hand there, and you shall be upheld in more than this.
There's a boy here.
Your lip is trembling. And what is that upon your cheek?
It's nothing but the coldness of the winter air.
You recollect the way?
Remember it? I could walk it blindfold.
Strange you should have forgotten it for so many years.
Tim, Gregory, and oh, my good friend William. Hello, hello.
These are but shadows of the things that have been. They have no consciousness of us.
I'll get you with a snowball, Gregory. Oh, bet your Christmas pudding you can't. Oh, come on. We'll be the last to catch the coach home for Christmas.
The last coach home for Christmas? Oh, how I wish. I wish I could spend a proper Christmas at home with Fan.
Oh boy.
What?
Wish. It's too late.
What is the matter?
Nothing, nothing. No, there was a boy singing Christmas carol at my door last night. I should like to have given him something. That's all.
Let us see another Christmas. A solitary young man, neglected by his friends, is left there still.
No.
Dear brother. I've come to bring you home, dear brother. To bring you home.
Home? Home, little Fan.
Yes, home. Home for good and all. Home forever and ever. Father is so much kinder than he used to be. That home is just like heaven. He spoke so gently to me one night as I was going to bed that I was not afraid to ask him once more if you might come home. And he said, yes, you should. And he sent me in a coach to bring you. And you're to be a man. And never to return here again. But first, we're to spend all the Christmas long together and have the merriest time in the world.
You are quite a woman, little Fan.
Come, Ebenezer.
Always a delicate creature, whom a breath might have withered. But she had a large heart.
You're right, Spirit.
I won't gainsay it. God forbid.
She died, a young woman, and had, I think, children.
One child.
True. Your nephew.
Yes.
Oh, yo there! Ebenezer! Dick!
Dick Wilkins, to be sure. Bless me, yes. There he is. He's very much attached to me. Was Dick? Poor Dick. Dear, dear.
Here, sir. Right here, Mr. Fezziwig.
Yo ho there, my boys. Clear away. No more work tonight. Christmas Eve, Dick. Christmas, Ebenezer. Now, let's have the shop closed up for a man to say Jack Robinson. Lee-ho, let's have lots of room here. Lee-ho, Dick. Shop, Ebenezer.
Bella will be here any minute, sir.
Then why such a long face? At this season of the year, it isn't suitable.
Sir, I apologize. It's just that I'm very much concerned for my sister, Fan. Her husband, Tom, is a good sort, but not very successful. My sister is frail. She carries more than her share of the burdens of the family, just as she did when we were small.
Don't worry so, my boy. I realize times can be hard for you and your sister. But you yourself have said many times that Fan is a stalwart person. She'll manage. I'm confident of it.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right then, clear away, clear away.
You know this place?
Know it? I was apprentice here. Why, it's old Fezziwig, bless his heart. It's Fezziwig, alive again.
Ah, Mrs. Fezziwig. Where's the fiddler I hired? Set yourself up and play some livelies all evening long. Miss Fezziwig and Miss Fezziwig, the sight of you pleases me. But where are your suitors? There, Papa. Those are mine, Papa. Welcome to you all.
Can't believe it. It's Miss Bell.
The girl you meant to marry.
Yes. We were betrothed to each other when we were no more than 16. It was not long before I loved her. Oh, how I loved her.
Fiddler, music for our young lovers.
A small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small?
Why is it not? What has he done but spent a few pounds of your mortal money? 3 or 4, perhaps. Is that so much that it deserves your praise?
It isn't that, dearest. It isn't that. It is the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or burdens, a pleasure or a toil. Say that his words lie in his power and looks, in things so slight and insignificant that it is impossible to add and count them up. What then? The happiness he gives is as if it cost quite a fortune.
What is the matter?
Nothing in particular.
Oh, something, I think.
No, I would just like to say a word or two to my clerk. Bob Cratchit just now, that's all.
My time goes short. Quick!
Sorry, I was running late.
It matters little. You, very little. Another idol has displaced me, and if it can cheer and comfort you in time to come, as I would try to do, then I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
This is the even-handed dealing of the world. There is nothing on which it is so hard as poverty as the pursuit of wealth, and nothing it professes to condemn with such severity as the pursuit of wealth.
You fear the world too much. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off, one by one. You have a master passion. Gain engrosses you. Have I not?
But then, even if I have grown so much wiser, what then? I am not changed towards you, am I?
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so, until, in good season, we can improve our worldly fortune by our patient industry. You are changed. When it was made, you were another man.
I was a boy.
Your own feelings deceive you, Ebenezer, but my heart remains the same. And that which promises happiness when we are one at heart is fraught with misery now that we are two. How often and how keenly I have thought of this, I will not say, but it's enough that I have thought it and can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words? No, never.
And what then?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, another atmosphere of life, another hope as its great end, in everything that made my love of any worth or value in your sight. Tell me, if this had never been between us, would you seek me out and try to win me now? Oh, no.
You think not?
Heaven knows, when I have learned a truth like this, I know how strong and irresistible it must be. But if you were free today, tomorrow, yesterday, can even I believe that you would choose me, a dowerless girl? You, who weigh everything by gain. Or, in choosing me, if for a moment you are false enough to one guiding principle to do so, do I not know that your regret and remorse would surely follow? I do. And I release you. With a full heart, so loved as you once were. You may, the memory of his past half makes me hope you will, have pain in this, a very, very brief time. You will dismiss the recollection of it gladly as an unprofitable dream, in which it happened well that you awoke. May you be happy in the life you've chosen.
Don't do this, Belle.
There's no other way. Goodbye, Ebenezer.
Spirit, show me no more.
One shadow more.
No, Spirit.
Hello? Hello, I'm home.
It's Father! He's home!
Belle, I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon.
Oh, who was it?
Yes.
How can I? Oh, my darling, I do not know.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Ebenezer?
I passed his office window this afternoon, and as it was not shut up, there was a candle inside. I could scarcely help seeing him. His partner lies upon the point of death, I hear, and there he sat, alone. Quite alone in this world, I dare say.
Spirit, show me no more. Why do you delight to torture me?
I told you these were shadows of the things that have been. They are what they are. Do not blame me.
No, Spirit, take me back. Take me back to my room. No longer.
Come here and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the likes of me before, have you?
Never.
Have you never walked forth with any of my previous brothers, man?
I don't think I have. Have you had many brothers, Spirit?
More than 1,800!
Quite a family. The cost.
You know why I'm here.
spirit of my past, and have learned a lesson which is working now. You ought to teach me. Let me profit by it.
We shall begin with this. This is the blessing of Christmas. Now touch my robe, and we shall go.
Grocers, oh the grocers, they seem to close. Hey, what should you be going now? Who are you to tell me to watch? You're a bumbler.
I am truly sorry, fellow.
Here we are, arguing on this most holy day. Forgive me, man, I am at fault, and have a Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year, friend.
There peculiar flavor from which you sprinkle from your bag.
There is my own.
Apply to any kind of given dinner this day.
To any kindly given, and to a poor one most.
Why to a poor one most?
Because it needs it most.
Spirit, I wonder you. Of all the many beings of the many worlds about us, you should desire to cramp these people's opportunities of innocent enjoyment.
I,
You deprive them of the means of dining every seventh day, often the only day they are permitted to dine at all.
I seek,
Forgive me if I am wrong. It has been done in your name, or at least in that of your families.
you know, there are some upon this earth of yours who lay claim to know us, and who do their deeds of passion, pride, ill will, hatred, envy, bigotry, and selfishness in our name, who are as strange to us and all our kith and kin as they had ever lived. Remember that, and charge their doings on themselves and not us.
Will I, will spirit.
What has ever got your precious father then? And your brother Tiny Tim? And where's Martha? She wasn't as late last Christmas Day by half an hour.
Here's Martha, Mother. Hello, Martha.
Hurrah! Martha! I've never seen such goose as we have today.
Oh, why bless your heart, my dear. How late you are. I feared you weren't coming.
We had a great deal of work to finish up at the millinery shop last night, Mama, and had to clear away this morning. They let me have the rest of the day off, though. They are such fine folk.
Oh, yes, indeed. Never so long as you are come. Sit down by the fire and have a warm... Lord bless you.
No! There's Father coming!
Hi, Martha. Hi.
Good evening, children. Dear. Why, where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming upon Christmas Day?
Here I am, Father. I cannot let them tease you so. You spoiled it and came out too soon. Papa disappointed so.
This Christmas would not have all been the same without you, dear Martha.
And I don't like to see you gentlemen troop in here with all the London grime upon you. Go wash your faces. Peek at that luscious goose while you're at it, Bob. Martha, finish dusting the hot plates and sweeten the applesauce, if you please. And Peter, finish mashing the potatoes at the stove. Bob, did you examine the pudding too?
The pudding? Indeed. And I must say, such a wonderful pudding it is too. I must say, madame, I might regard it as one of the greatest successes achieved by yourself since our marriage.
I've been so busy I forgot to ask you. How did Littleton behave?
As good as gold, and better. I must say, he does get quite thoughtful as he sits by himself. He told me as we were coming home, he hoped that the people in the church had seen him, that they might remember upon Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. Tim really is getting to be more strong and hearty, is he not, my dear?
I wish it so.
Tim, sit here by the fire and have a warm.
Patricia, Linda, Bring Master Peter and fetch the goose.
There never was such a goose.
Hurrah!
And what a marvelous pudding.
Such a lovely dinner, Mother. Oh, yes, Mother, it's wonderful.
Let us gather round and have a toast to Mr. Scrooge, the founder of our feast.
The founder of our feast? Oh, if he were here, I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon.
My dear, the children, Christmas Day.
Yes, indeed, Christmas Day. Only on Christmas Day could one even think of toasting the health to such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. No one knows it better than you. Scrimping along 15 bob a week. Just a pitiful 15 copies of your Christian name every Saturday.
Well, we shall still have a toast. A Merry Christmas to us all. God bless us.
Yes, a toast. God bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, no, oh no, don't say it so.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, no other of my race will find him here. But what then? If he be like to die, he'd better do it, and decrease the surplus population.
He once else last looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon at night, though the frost was throughout, when a poor man came and said, gather winter fuel.
Let's have a game, Red. Capital idea, Topper. What shall it be?
Our favourite, yes and no.
Have we time before dinner, dear?
Oh, ample time, husband.
Then permit me to be it, for I have a very suitable subject in mind. I am thinking of something which is neither vegetable or mineral, but animal.
It's the big fat goose Christina's cooking.
No, the animal in question has nothing to do with this holiday.
Here, Topper, no clues.
Is it a live animal?
Yes.
Is it in this room?
Oh, no.
Is it savage?
Yes.
Is it a menagerie?
No.
Say it's rather intriguing.
Indeed.
Is this animal ever killed in the market?
No, it is not.
But it is a disagreeable animal.
Oh, yes.
Does it grunt and growl?
Yes.
Does it live in London?
Yes.
Performing bear?
It's a bear!
No.
Is this animal ever led around by someone?
No, it is not.
Definitely not a bear.
Topper, is it a horse?
No.
A pig?
No.
But it walks about the streets of London.
And it's very disagreeable. Does it talk?
Yes.
I found it out, Topper. I know what it is.
What? What?
It's your Uncle Scrooge. And it's true. He has nothing to do with Christmas. Your uncle never joins these festivities.
Alas, no. He says Christmas is a humbug.
He's a pitiful creature.
Well, I suppose that's true, my dear. But in some ways, he's a comical old fellow. Though Topper is right, he does growl and snap. Never mind. His offences carry their own punishment. I invited him to dinner, and he said that Christmas was a humbug, as I live. He believed it, too.
More shame for him, Fred.
What's the consequence?
He loses dinner.
A very good dinner.
I should say.
I'm sure he's very rich. At least you've always told me so.
What of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it. He hasn't the satisfaction of thinking that he's ever going to benefit us with it. He doesn't even make himself comfortable with it.
I have no patience with him.
I have none either. Neither have I.
He is a churlish sort, and I've no patience with those type.
Ooh, I have. I'm sorry for him. I don't think I could be angry with him if I tried.
Forgive me if I am not justified in what I ask, but I believe I see something moving behind your robe.
Ah, yes. They lurk nearby. Oh, man. Look! Look down here!
Are they yours, spirit?
They are man's, and they cling to me, appealing from their fathers. This boy is ignorance, and this girl is want. Beware them both, and all their decree. But most of all, beware this boy, for I see written upon his brow that written which is doom. Unless the writing be erased, deny it then, slander those who tell it you, admit it for your factious purposes, and make it worse. And abide the end.
Have they no refuge or resources?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Spirit, no, not my own words against me, please. You the spirit, the things that have yet to come.
When it came near him, Scrooge bent down upon his knee, for its mysterious presence filled him with a solemn dread.
You're about to show me the things that have not yet happened, but will happen in the time before us. Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any spectre I have seen. But as I know that your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope to live to be another man, I'm prepared to bear you company. Do it with a thankful heart, and do not speak to me. Lead on, lead on. The night is waning fast, and is precious to me. I know, Spirit, lead on.
Down there.
Passage way. Ain't enough room for a rat from that way.
Can't help it. That's the way to old jokes. I'm sure you'll get through with your natural greed to prod you. So will we all.
Roll up them bed curtains better, eh, Mrs. Dilber? The rings make too much noise. What if one of Bobby Peel's coppers was to happen by?
And do what? Arrest us for just pinching a few items from the rooms and personage of the deceased? Shh! Shut your face and go home if you're scared. The previous owner of these goods is dead and gone, and there's nobody in this dirty, miserable world who cares one jot.
Although Scrooge exhibited a certain curiosity about the remarks and the destination of these unsavory persons, the spirit insisted, leading him away to a better section, to the steps of the Commercial Exchange, in the very heart of the city.
How are you?
Oh, how are you?
Well, old Scratcher's got his last, eh?
Oh, I don't know much about it. I only know that he is dead. Rather cold, isn't it?
Seasonable for Christmas.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
He was hard and mean. I thought he would never die.
How did he die?
Who knows? What has he done with his money?
Oh, I haven't heard. Left it to his company, perhaps. He hasn't left it to me, is all I know. Rather to be a very cheap funeral, for upon my life, I don't know of anyone to go to it. Suppose we make a party and volunteer.
Well, I wouldn't mind going if lunch is provided. But I must be fed if I'm to go.
Oh, well, I'm the least interested among you, after all, for I never wear black gloves, and I never eat lunch. But I'll offer to go, if anybody else will.
Now that I think of it, I'm not at all sure that I wasn't his most particular friend. Well, good afternoon to you, gentlemen.
Is there any person in this town who has any feeling towards this man's death? Show them to me, Spirit, I beseech you.
Scrooge and the spirit left the busy scene and went to an obscure part of town. There the ways were foul and narrow, the shops and houses wretched, the people rough and ugly, the dirt and odor wafting about the straggling streets. Deep in this quarter of crime and filth and misery was a shop where old rags and bottles and bones were sold.
Well, 'tis my favourite laundress. Got something for old Joe, have ye? Plenty. Ay me, look, the charwoman too, and the undertaker's man. The vultures gather, how they do gather, eh, Mrs. Silver?
Don't be so high and mighty, Joe. Every person has the right to look after themselves. He always did.
True, very true.
You brung me stolen goods then? I don't like stolen goods.
Come on, Joe. It was the worst of the loss of a few sheep things. Well, dead one, I suppose. And no one's the wiser. I was on the side with him when he croaked, and we only came and left him to tidy up the place a little bit. I mean, to tidy up himself.
If he wanted some things around after he died, why didn't he act like it when he was alive? If he'd been natural, somebody would have been there to look after him when he was struck with death. But he gasped out his last all alone, by himself.
It's the truest word that ever was spoke.
Joking on him.
So let's do business.
Open my bundles, Joe. Let me know the value of it.
No, the smallest first. Looks like you. What have you got?
I was busier than they were. All I got was a suit of two, a pencil case, a pair of sleeve buttons, and a brooch.
No great value. That's your payment.
Be serious, Joe.
That and not another sixpence, even if you boil me in oil. There's a risk here. It's stolen goods. You next, missus.
Some of us did what we were supposed to and got took advantage of. But there's a fine bedsheet, and here's the best. Teaspoons and a pair of sugar tongs. Solid silver.
I always give too much, ladies. It's a weakness of mine. The way I ruin myself. That's your account. Ask me for another penny and I'll repent of being so liberal. I'll knock off half a crown. All right, Mrs. Dilber. What you call these? Bed curtains?
Aye, bed curtains. The finest.
You mean to say you took down, rings and all, with him lying there?
I do. Why not?
You were born to make a fortune, Miss Dilber, and you certainly will.
Well, I surely won't hold back my hand when I can get something by reaching out with it. especially around the likes of him. Don't get dirt on them blankets.
His blankets?
Who else do you think? He doesn't like to take cold without him, I dare say.
He didn't die of think catching.
When you look at that shirt to your eyes, you won't find no holes, nor a threadbare place. It's the finest he had. Pure silk. He'd have wasted it hadn't it been for me.
What do you call wasting it? Putting it on him to be burying.
I took it off him and put one on made of calico. Calico ain't good for such purpose. What is it good for? Actually, the deceased looked quite handsome in calico. I mean, he couldn't look any uglier than he did when he was alive. This is the end of it then. I give you the dear departed. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, but he drew us to him with his death. The dear departed.
The dear departed! I see, Spirit. It's coming clear. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. But these are greedy people, greedy and wicked. There's no real honest emotion caused by this man's death.
Is it good, John? Or bad?
Bad.
We are quite ruined then.
No, there's hope yet, Caroline.
If he relents, there is. Nothing is past hope if such a miracle has happened.
He is past relenting. He is dead.
When I tried to see him and obtain a week's delay, and what I thought to be a mere excuse to avoid me turns out to be quite true. He's not only very ill, but dying then. To whom will my debt be transferred?
I don't know, but before that time we will be ready with the money. And even if we were not, it would be a bad fortune indeed to find so merciless a creditor and his successor. We may sleep with light hearts, Caroline.
No real honest emotion caused by this man's death. Spirit, I beseech you to show me then.
And he took a child and set him in the midst of them.
The color hurts my eyes.
The color? Oh, poor Tiny Tim.
They're better now again. It makes them weep by candlelight. And I want to show you guys to your father, not for the world. Oh, why, it must be near his time.
Past it, rather. But I think he's walked a little slower than he used to these few last evenings, Mother.
I have known him to walk with. I have known him to walk with Tiny Tim very fast indeed.
So have I. Often. And so have I.
But he was light to carry. And his father loved him so that it was no trouble. No trouble at all. Oh, and there's your father at the door. Welcome home.
Good evening, sir.
Peter.
Father. Papa.
Good evening, my dear ones. Little Tim is at rest now. All of this will be done long before Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. You went today then, Robert?
Yes. I must say, this is very, very fine work.
It'll be ready for a customer on Friday.
That means we can buy flowers for Sunday, sir.
Yes. I wish you could have gone. It would have done you good to see how green of a place it is, even in winter. But it matters not. You will all see it often. I promised him that I would visit him. That I would visit him every Sunday. Oh, my child.
Oh, Mom.
seen Mr. Scrooge's nephew, Fred, the other day. He inquired as to why I looked just a little down, on which I explained the reason. He said, "I am heartily sorry for you, Mr. Cratchit, and heartily sorry for your good wife. Mr. Fred is a pleasant, young-spoken gentleman, and he asked about each of you. And he said, if there is any way I can be of service to you, and giving me his card, he said, that's where I live. Pray you do come to me." It almost felt as if Mr. Fred had known our family as his own, and he felt the loss of Tiny Tim with us.
Oh, I'm sure he's a good soul.
You would be sure if you had met him. I do think I might call upon him to see if we might get Peter into a better situation. It's just as likely as not one of these days, though there is plenty of time for that. Now, enough of that. I am sure we shall never, ever forget our poor Tiny Tim. And when we recollect how patient and mild he was, even though he was a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing it.
Oh, never, Father.
I am very happy. I am very happy.
Spectre, something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. I knew it, but I knew not how. Before I draw near to that stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of the things that may be, the shadows of the things that will be? Men's courses will shadow certain ends to which, if preserved in, they must lead. But if the courses be departed from, the ends will change. Say it is thus in what you show me. Am I that man who lay upon the bed? No. Spirit, no. Oh, no. Spirit, tell me how I may change these things that I have seen from you showing me. Please. Good Spirit, your nature intercedes for me and pities me. Assure me that I may yet have a chance of destroying the shadows that you have shown me by an altered life. Spare me, Spirit, spare me, please. Spirit, please, spare me. My own room. I'm alive. All Christmas in my heart. Keep it all the year. I shall live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. Will not shut out the lessons that they teach. The child who was born in Bethlehem shall rule in my heart every day. Who tell me that I may sponge away the writing on that stone. Oh, Jacob Marley, Christmas time, heaven be praised for this. I say it on my knees, old Jacob, on my knees. I am here. Shadows of the things that may be dispelled will be. I know they will. There's the door by which the ghost of Jacob Marley entered, and there's the corner by which the ghost of prison stood. It's all right, it's all true, it all happened. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. Quite a baby. Never mind, I'd rather be a baby. Hello there, whoop, hello! You there, boy!
Me, sir?
Yes. What's today?
What's that, sir?
What's today, my fine fellow?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day, of course.
It's Christmas. Spirits have done it all in one night. Caustic. Yo, boy!
Yes, hello?
Do you know the poulterer's on the next street around the corner?
I should hope it is, sir. I live round here.
Intelligent boy. Remarkable boy. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey? Not the little prize turkey, the big one.
I mean, the one as big as me, sir.
Delightful boy. It's a pleasure to talk to him. Yes, my buck!
It's hanging there this minute.
It is. Go and buy it.
Come on, sir. Don't pull my leg.
No. I am in earnest. Go and buy it, and bring the man here that I may tell him where to bring it. Come back with him, and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with the man in less than 5 minutes, and I'll give you half a crown. Send it to Bob Cratchit's. His shut nose sends it. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim. I don't know what to do. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel, merry as a schoolboy, giddy as a drunken man.
He prepared himself to go out into the streets. Shaving was not an easy task, for his hand continued to shake very much, and shaving requires attention, even if you don't dance while you're at it. But if he had cut the end of his nose off, he would have put a piece of sticking plaster over it and been quite satisfied. He went downstairs to open the door for the poultry shop man, and as he did, so he stumbled over something. It was a large and rusty padlock.
Jacob, would this be yours? I pray so. Even where you are, perhaps deeds of kindness are rewarded. Hello there! Hello! Here you go.
Sir?
Merry Christmas. A Merry Christmas, sir. Here's the address to bring it to, and have a Merry Christmas. Ah, gentlemen, I hope you succeeded yesterday. It was very kind of you. A Merry Christmas to you, gentlemen.
Mr. Scrooge.
Yes, that is my name. I fear it may not be pleasant to you. Allow me to ask your pardon, and we have the goodness to...
Lord bless me. My dear Scrooge, are you serious?
I am. Not a farthing less. And a great many back payments are included in it.
Well then.
You come to my... Please. Come to me.
We will.
Thank you. I thank you 50 times. Bless you.
Bless my soul, who's that?
Why, it's your Uncle Scrooge.
It's I, your Uncle Scrooge. If it's not too late, I would like to come to dinner. If you'll let me, Fred.
Why?
You'll let me.
Yes, of course, Uncle.
You'll be more than welcome in our home.
After dinner, how about a game of yes and no? Lou, what do you mean by coming at this hour?
I am sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
You are? Yes, I think you are. Step this way, sir, if you please.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to tell you what, my friend. I'm not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer.
Yes, sir. It is but once a year. I was having a rather merry yesterday.
From what I said earlier, I believe that... Anyways, I'm going to raise your salary. A Merry Christmas, Bob. A merrier Christmas than I've ever given you. I'm going to raise your salary and endeavor to assist your struggling family, and we shall talk over your affairs over a Christmas bowl of smoking bishop. A Merry Christmas, Bob. Merry Christmas, sir. Thank you so much.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man. Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but he let them laugh, and little heeded them, because his own heart laughed. And that was quite enough for him. He had no further dealings with spirits, and it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any man alive possessed the knowledge. May that be truly said of us, all of us, and so, as Tiny Tim observed.
God bless us, everyone.
Let's step forward again. These are my backstage lights and sound people.
So, Mr. Caminetti, we'd like to thank you for your time. Come to have pictures. Eric Friesen, where are you? This man built this door.
For coming. We hope you really enjoyed
Tell your friends to come tomorrow at 3.
Yes, tomorrow at 3. And so you can greet our actors that you came to see, and then actors, you need to go backstage and take care of your costume. Okay, thank you.